Thanks for joining me today here. Three, two, one. Thanks for joining me here today back at Piscean Plant Boy. My name is Cody, and today I will be showing you how to propagate your string of hearts. I have both here the normal form. I also have the variegated, and this one is so pretty with all the pink on it. But anyway, so what I want to do is I want 4 pots, and some of them, like this one, has lost some of its leaves and also has dried up some. So I just want to fix it to make them all pretty. So what you want to do is you want some scissors. You want some alcohol to wipe your scissors down. You want your propagation method, and there's 2 ways you can do that. You can do it in water, or you can do it in moss or soil. Today I'm going to be doing mostly moss, but I'll also show you how to do it in soil and how to add them back into your pot, because I have some propagations from earlier that I did, and I have those right here. So we will pot these back up into the pot. So let me go grab the alcohol and I'll be right back. So first thing you want to do is get your rag, put some alcohol on it. You're going to wipe down your scissors. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You can do it by string. So I'm going to cut here. And you want to make sure there's some nodes. Here's some extra stuff I don't need. So this one has a node, it's a little bump. And I'm going to use that to make some longer like string. So we'll do this one. And let's do this one. And you want to make sure you have a node on each one. If your node has leaves on it, I would take those off because you're actually going to do these in water. You don't want them rotting. We have those 2. Let's see. And then the second way is that you're going to take just a single node. You want to make sure that it's pretty small to cut off any extra stem. And you're going to just take these little butterflies, as what they're referred to. So let me finish cutting this up. And see, like, this is really stringy, so I just want to kind of get rid of all that stringy lankiness. So I'm just going to cut it back. Do some butterflies. I'm going to use the really leggy ones for butterflies, just because legginess doesn't really look too good in my opinion. And this thing grows so fast, so don't be afraid to chop back. This one, let's see. Put that. I'm going to use that as a string. Do I want to cut any more off? I think that is good enough for that one. So we'll put that to the side. And this one, I think I'm going to cut a bunch of it, just because, like, some at the top, just losing a lot of leaves. And so I'm just going to cut this too, because this isn't too pretty. And we can butterfly those. So for the strings, they're pretty easy. You just take them, and you want to make sure there's little nodes or things are in the water. So we just put them in here. Put that there, and then we want to take the regular string of parts, put them here. We are going to take our butterflies. So what I like to do is use what we have available. And so these guys need a lot of humidity. And so what I'm going to do is I have these little Dixie cups, or like sauce cups, and they have their own lids. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill these up. There's moss. I sprinkled, or I sprayed rather, moss with this foliar spray. It's Dynagrow foliage fertilizer mixed in here, and I just like that because once they do start growing roots, they do need that nutrients, and moss has no nutrients of its own, so you want to make sure to just give it some extra. So you do want it wet, but you don't want it like soaking wet, so I just squeeze to make sure it's all getting saturated. And let's see, make sure there's extra water. So we squeeze it out to make sure that it's not soaking, and then we can just plop them in there. Let me move this. So you just start plopping them in here. And I'm going to fill this up as much as I can because, quite honestly, I have a lot of plants and I don't have a lot of room. So I'm just going to pop these in here. It looks like I can fit all of these into one. So here they are. Oh, let me get closer. You just want them like that. You kind of want them, you want the node to hit the moss. So you just want to make sure you do that before you seal it all up, because that's where they're going to grow roots from. So you just want to have them in contact with that. And then what you do is, I always like to give a little extra humidity, so I just spray the tops. And I'll put these on. Then I'm going to do that for these guys. These guys are a little bit bigger, so I might have to use two. But I'm going to try to just use one. If we can do it. I think it's going to be a tight squeeze. And then again, get your cup. I like to spray a little bit of water and then close it up. I do have some propagations that I did earlier, and they have some roots. So what I'm actually going to do is show you how to pot them up. So you take your pot, and I like to use a pen or something, and you're just gonna choose where you want them, and you make a little hole, and you can just stick these bad boys right on in that hole. You also want to make sure that you're kind of filling out the pot more. So I'm going to put all three of these in different spots. That way we can have a fuller plant. Where's the little one? Put that in there. And then what you're going to do, since they are propagations and they're water propagations, you just want to take some water, and I'm using this because I'm kind of lazy and don't want to get up. And you can just water them, and you want to make sure that they stay wet for the next week. Not wet, but you want to make sure that they don't dry out too severely over the next week. So I'm actually going to go water this more thoroughly, and then um, that. And then I also just want to tell you guys what to do with your butterflies once they're done, or once they grow roots. And what I found is you want to leave them in there until they have some new growth with some nice leaves. Of course, I just flip that over. What I found is that you want to leave them in until you have some nice growth on them, new growth points. And then what you're going to do is you're going to slowly take the lid off. So every day over the course of a week, I would just leave the top off. So like the first day, just open a little bit. The second day, open it a little more. Third, fourth, and so on until the thing is all the way off. And then what I do is I let them dry out. I'll water them once. And then when they start to like dry out, I'll then pot them up with the other ones and let them, and then I'll water the whole pot so they're not dying. But yeah, thanks for joining me. This video was a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys learned something, and make sure you like this video. Leave a comment below if you've done this before, or if you have any tips for me that I missed. And also just make sure to subscribe if you like these kind of videos. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.